It's you and me time. I'm Carlos Amezcua. Let's talk about raising children. They don't come with instructions, and Lord knows most of us don't know what we're getting ourselves into, but we have to and want to leave them something of value that they can grow with and become their own productive adults. Well, such is the case that Gaëlle Deschamps and her daughter Pénélope, who's 12 years old, have penned the series of books to help us out. It's kind of a toolkit. Gaëlle and Pénélope, nice to have you with us.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We're from London, and we're excited to be here.
It's You and Me Time is the name of the book. I stole that line from you to start the interview. And let's talk about, you have love and hope and courage. Tell me where that all started.
Oh, wow. That's a long story. It started about 4 years ago, the seed of the idea, where literally Pénélope was in primary school, and there was all these fundraising events, and I could never attend them because I'm a full-time working mum, and they were always at 3:30 selling cakes. And I thought, what can I do to help the school, but on my terms? And then I thought, okay, what are our strengths and what are we good at, and how can we do it on our terms? And I thought, well, I'm a coach and I believe in values, and Pénélope is an artist and she loves drawing. Why don't we do a book? And we use that book to help people have better conversation, but also help raise money for the school.
So Pénélope, tell me how you feel about illustrating books at such a young age. I know you've been doodling since you were a little kid.
Yeah, I mean, art is really such my thing that to find different ways to do it and express it and include it in different things that can be useful to help people and children at my age or even below any gender. It's really quite nice.
It must be challenging, though, to tell the story in pictures. So when she's talking to you in your head, are you thinking what the drawing should be?
Yeah, like, you know what we do, Carlos, is that we, first of all, we choose the value. So we decide, we look at the 100 that we thought are really important. So we made a list of 100 values we want to pass on to the next generation. And our commitment is to write 100 books, one value per book. And for example, this one is hope. And we say, okay, so now we've decided hope. And we did that during COVID lockdown because we thought that's what people would need.
So it was something to kind of drive us forwards and help people kind of accept the new situation that we were in.
And then we said, okay, so what art style? So then we discussed together, what art style do we want to have for this one? So for example, this one, we decided, because it's hope, we decided to use
acrylic paints, and we'd use it on black paper so that it was kind of the light in the dark.
Yes, so we're literally using the theme or the art style to help us with the message. And then, you know, for example, we take a quote at a time, and I said, Pénélope, what do you feel like drawing for this? So let's say the first one is from Desmond Tutu, and it says, hope is being able to see that there is light despite all the darkness. So then she's like, wow, how about a candle? And I said, perfect, brilliant. And then off she goes, and she goes and paint. And so it's kind of an iterative, collaborative process where we go sort of one drawing at a time, once we've decided the art direction and the value, the theme of the book.
What is the hope that you have for the reader, for the person? You also have them on Kindle, so the reader or the listener. What is and it's interesting, let's talk about hope. So let's talk about how you come about that, and what are you hoping that the viewer or the listener gets out of it?
The initial sort of vision, and I think every sort of project should have a vision. Our initial vision was to help the next generation be a force of good. We wanted to, I think we live in such sort of potentially negative times where there's so many bad things happening that maybe we lose sight that we can be an agent of change and we can be a force for good. So we wanted to empower the next generation and think that they could make a difference. And also we wanted to be an example and say, you know, it starts with us. We can, however small, an impact we can make. If all of us make an impact together, we can create massive change. So we were hoping that it would be a message of positivity, that it would enable an amazing conversation between parent and child, that it would bond them, that it would make them get to know each other more, because I think it's so easy in a day-to-day grind do your homework, pick up your plate, to sort of have a transactional relationship. And we wanted to bring it back to a visionary relationship. What's the kind of vision of relationship, of parenting style you want with your child? And let's talk about the really important topics like values. And there's lots of questions that sort of help the relationship go deeper and further and nourish the relationship as you go through the ritual of the book.
You want these children to grow up to be champions of their own vision. And I think, Penelope, I need to ask you, is it working with you and your mom? Is the things that you're studying, the things that you're learning, is that working?
Yes, I mean, my mum is really, she helps so much, and we have really dynamic conversations, and it's not like we don't talk to each other at any point during the day, and these books really help us kind of get to that moment even during the process, even when we're not reading them.
Yeah, like for example, when we did Courage, for about 6 months, all we talked about was courage and reading quotes. And it's amazing how during that time, the amount of courageous things she did, or we did together, because we were just fueled, and it was just like, it became so comfortable. Courageous things became comfortable. And we chose courage as our first value because we needed courage to do something we'd never done before. I mean, why start self-publishing a book? We knew nothing about this industry. No one in our family has done that. And we were like, yeah, we can do this. And so, for example, when we were doing that book, we did all sorts of things. We did trapeze, handhold, when you have to let go in a trapeze and hold each other. And she was absolutely fine.
Sure, that's what everybody does. They go on a trapeze.
But it just shows that it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like what you talk about, what you become familiar with, becomes normal, and you adopt it.
Or sometimes even like the little hardships that you face, you can overcome with courage. And sometimes we kind of underestimate courage to be like the biggest act and deed. But sometimes we can just do the tiniest things at home that can help.
Well, listen to you. Looks like the books are sinking in. So these are available at Amazon, right?
Yes, all of them. So we have 8 at the moment. So we have Courage, which was our first one. Then we did Kindness, because we thought kindness is often seen as a weakness, and we want to look at it as a strength, as a power. Then we've got Love. That was our grandmother, my grandmother, her great-grandmother's #1 value. And when she passed away, we did a book for her. Then we've got Forgiveness.
Wow.
Because we think it's important to forgive. And then we've got Confidence. That's one of my favorites. We use watercolor in that one, and it's just wonderful drawings. Really nice.
Fantastic.
And then during the lockdown, we did 3. We did Adventure, and Penelope loves manga. So this one is a manga style, which is quite cool.
Wow, look at that. That artwork is terrific.
Very shy. And then we have Wisdom. And Wisdom, that was all done in digital arts, because she is a bit of an iPad queen, and she wanted to show me that you could actually do some proper drawing on iPad. I was skeptic, but
that's a very
I'm
good
happy
illustration.
With that.
Yeah.
And then we got her. So they're the 8 that we have.
Well, Gaëlle and Penelope, this has been an absolute delight. The books are called It's You and Me Time. Let's talk about, and then all those different subjects available on Amazon and on Kindle form as well. Thank you so much for being with us. I wish you lots of success. Continue authoring. You two are doing something I can't even imagine getting started with my children. So congratulations on that. Best of luck to you, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much, Carlos. Bye.
Bye.